Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Brother Newman HD here today. In today's video, Destiny 2 is officially dead, as well as Destiny 3. Sony hasn't even greenlit it. Bungie is about to have a significant round of layoffs. They got nothing in the pipeline, and it looks like one of the gaming's biggest studios is circling down the drain. And it just keeps showing. Well, we all saw this coming, people. We did, really. Now, for those who may not be fully caught up, Bungie is the studio that literally built Halo. Like, that was them. They put first person shooters on console. Then they left Microsoft, went independent, and dropped Destiny back in 2014. Later in 2017, they ended up dropping Destiny 2, right? And for a while, man, this was the live service game. Like, this was the blueprint that everybody was trying to copy. But here's the thing, 12 years. We are talking 12 years of the Destiny franchise. And after all of that, after all the expansions, the seasons, the final shape, which was genuinely one of the best storytelling moments in gaming in a long time, right? After all that, Bungie just announced this week that Destiny 2's development is ending. No more content, it's done. And another game added to the live service graveyard that we know today. And the minute that this announcement dropped, Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg, and look, if Schreier reported on it, it's real. He reported that Bungie is planning a significant round of layoffs. They don't confirm the exact numbers, but significant is the word they're using. And that word doesn't mean 5 people, right? Now, this isn't like it just happened overnight because the writing was on the wall. I kind of just see the writing on the wall. I should say back in 2023. Bungie ended up laying off hundreds of developers in 2023 and then hundreds of more in 2024. We're talking about like serious numbers of people losing their jobs over 2 to 3 years, give or take. And then their CEO, Pete Parsons, he left in 2025, and the reporting that came out around that, it came out of that under Parsons. Bungie had been overspending on new projects that got canceled, like they were throwing money at things that never saw the light of day. So you get layoffs, you get canceled projects, you get a CEO who bounces, and that's before we even get into the Sony side of things, right? Because Sony bought Bungie in 2022 for 3.6 billion. Let me repeat that, 3.6 billion. And since then, Sony has taken a 204 million impairment charge on Destiny 2 underperforming. Then they took another 565 million charge after that. We're talking about over 765 million in losses, right? On a 3.6 billion acquisition. And I can understand, they are business. They are corporations. But at what point do you look at those numbers and go, where are we doing here? And for what? And here's the part that should genuinely scare every Destiny fan who was holding out for hope, because a lot of y'all were saying, okay, Destiny 2 is ending, but Destiny 3 is probably cooking behind the scenes, right? They wouldn't just abandon the franchise, except that's exactly what's happening. According to Bloomberg's reporting, Destiny 3 is not in active production. It's not a thing right now. Some staff have been pitching new ideas. Some of those pitches include new Destiny games, but none of them have been greenlit by Sony. None. So you got a studio that's just ending its biggest game, about to go through significant layoffs with no follow up project that's actually been approved. And y'all, that's not a transition plan. That's not where pivoting to something new. That's just nothing. There's nothing in the pipeline that we know of, right? The community saw this. I'm pretty sure some of y'all on the Destiny subreddit were having these heartfelt moments. People were posting memories, and then this drops. That's betrayal, man. That is genuinely betrayal for people who love this game, love this franchise. And it's hard to literally see a franchise like this just be completely cut off. Now look, Bungie still has Marathon. That's their current live service game. But Marathon, it launched and sold 1.2 million units. Almost 70% of those were on PC. For a studio that costs 3.6 billion with a B, y'all. That's not the number you need to be, right? And Marathon was supposed to be the thing that replaced Destiny 2. That was the bet. They ended development on one of the most beloved franchises in gaming history to go all in on a game that underperformed at launch. And this is where it gets bigger than Bungie. Because Sony has been at this live service push for 3 to 4 years now, right? And it has not gone well. You have Concord, Fireworks Studio Games, which launched and was dead in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That is one of the biggest flops in gaming history. And now you got Bungie, their 3.6 billion acquisition falling apart. Sony has been losing hundreds of millions of dollars chasing this live service stream, and it just kind of shows that you can't force a formula. And look, the people at the top who made all the decisions, the ones who overspent, who canceled the projects, who bet everything on Marathon, push Destiny past the point where it should have ended, most of those people are going to be fine, right? They already got paid. The people who are losing their jobs in these layoffs are the developers, the artists, and the designers. The people who actually built the game that made millions of people who fell in love with the franchise in the first place. And that's what's messed up about the corporate gaming within 2026. And that's just putting it lightly, folks. Here's my honest take on this, guys. Destiny could have had a Destiny 3 in development right now. Like, that was an option. The final shape ended the story perfectly. And that was the natural transition point, right? Finish the saga, start building the next chapter. Instead, Bungie kept trying to squeeze more seasons out of Destiny 2 because it made money. And they chased Marathon because someone in the boardroom decided that this was the future. And now they got neither. And it just kind of shows you in this gaming industry of 2026, the studios that are struggling the hardest are the ones that stopped listening to their communities and started listening to their shareholders. I'm pretty sure some of y'all who played Destiny back in the day could feel could feel it changing. The monetization got more aggressive, the expansions got smaller, the seasonal content started to feel like filler, and Bungie knew that. Their own reporting said that they were struggling to attract new players as far as November of last year. And, in my opinion, the community's reaction to all of this has been something else, right? You got people who are genuinely heartbroken. Destiny has been people's main game for over a decade in some cases. You got people who are angry. And then you got some that are saying, I'm not surprised at all. Which honestly, yeah, after everything that's happened. And what I'll say is this: Destiny as a franchise isn't necessarily dead forever. Some Bungie staff are still pitching Destiny game ideas to Sony. Sony could greenlit something, but right now, in this moment, with significant layoffs coming, no Destiny 3 approved, Marathon is underperforming, and over $765 million in losses, I kind of see the writing on the wall, I should say. This is basically a sign of a failed acquisition in slow motion. And it sucks because Destiny deserves better. The fans of this franchise deserve better. The developers who work day and night, putting many hours into this franchise that they once loved, are losing their jobs. They deserve better. Bungie had something special, and it just kind of shows what happens when corporate greed and bad leadership gets their hands on something that people actually care about. But let me know, what are your current thoughts on all of this? Drop it in the comments. Are you surprised? Were you a Destiny player? What do you think happens to Bungie from this point on? I want to know. But it's been your boy Brother Gaming Nation, everybody, and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, hit them bell notifications so you never miss an upload, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out and goodbye, everybody.